Hey, what's going on YouTube? Aaron here, and this is an update for my multiple sclerosis diagnosis, as well as recommendations that my primary care physician gave me, and I wanted to share them with you all. Long story short, I have been contemplating taking the medicine very strongly, and I intend to see my current neurologist tomorrow about a prescription for Aubagio, Aubagio, which is one of the multiple sclerosis diagnosis pills. And I've seen a lot of good reviews about it, and the very few YouTube vloggers who I've seen talk about it say good things about it. So that's good, although they have mentioned side effects with it. Like this one woman was talking about how it put little pimples on her arm or something, and that's, and I don't know, but as y'all have seen in my previous videos, that's a large part of the reason why I try to avoid the medicine, because of its side effects and its potential toxicity issues and stuff like that. But my primary care physician suggested I go to a neurologist, and that neurologist ultimately suggested that I take the medicine. So even though she didn't expect him to do that, that's what he said. But I'm going to see my primary care physician again this Friday, but I'll see him, the neurologist, this Tuesday. So there's that, and also my physical therapist, because reading the book, what was the name of that book? By Dr. Terry Wahls, the Wahls Protocol book. She mentioned the benefits of having a physical therapist. And I used to always think of like physical therapists as like, well, that's only for people who have like super duper problems and can't do anything. But that's not what they are. And physical therapists, the way that I think of it and the way that you can think of it as well, is physical therapist is kind of like having a personal trainer. But a personal trainer that your health insurance covers, okay? Yes. But so that's how I see physical therapy, and she sort of is working on building up my stamina. But even my physical therapist, she recommends that I take the medicine as well. And so does Montel Williams. So the only person who's like no to the medicine, or you don't have to the medicine, is my primary care physician. But that's why I'm going to see her this Friday. But anyway, my primary care physician, when I saw her for an extended visit, she made some recommendations to me that I'd like to share with you all for whatever it's worth. Maybe, see how it works for you. And this is what she recommended. She said, 1, physical therapy is a good thing. I'm checking the time. Okay, 3:30. She said physical therapy is a good thing. Vitamin D supplement drops, because you have to get it in drop form, liquid form, and I take mine sublingually, under the tongue. That's sublingual. 2,000 IU daily. B12 lozenges, drops, or creams. That's good as well, because B12 has to bypass the stomach. So if you take like a pill or something like that, it'll go straight to the stomach, and most of it won't do you much good. She said that I should have no aspartame, no MSG. I don't even know. Well, aspartame is a sweetener, and a lot of foods that are artificially sweetened have aspartame, but a lot of foods nowadays, they know the badness of aspartame, so it's not as frequently seen as it may have once been. And when I would catch a cold or feel a cold coming on, I would take echinacea with golden seal root, and it would knock that cold or potential cold right out of me. But my doctor, primary care physician, said that while golden seal root is fine and good for people who've been diagnosed with MS, echinacea is not. So she said you shouldn't take echinacea. But what I have done is I just like hunker down on vitamin C if I feel a cold coming on, and that works really well. Just really like taking a lot of vitamin C, like just a whole heap of vitamin C, and that works really well, even though I can't take the echinacea with golden seal root that I used to take. So anyway, there's that. And she said antioxidants are good, so get foods with antioxidants in them. NAC is good. I take a pill of that every day. I should take 2 a day. Well, two times a day, but I only take 1 a day. So I guess those are things that I should change. CoQ10 is good, and CoQ10, the active part that you would need is the ubiquinol, but she said, my primary care physician explained that CoQ10 itself is fine and your body will get what it needs. Because I was like, well, do I need to buy the ubiquinol? And she was like, you can buy the ubiquinol if you want, but you would just be spending extra money that you don't necessarily need to spend because CoQ10 is fine. Heavy metal testing is good, as well as a hair test. Ginkgo biloba, ginger, turmeric, those are good things to take as well. It's good to be on an anti-inflammatory diet with virgin olive oil, extra virgin olive oil. She said a cooling vest is good. Now, this past summer, I did deal with that issue where being out in what felt like excessive heat would make me feel like crap. Honestly, like even when I was, yeah. But being out in excessive heat, like busy doing things for an extended period of time would really wear me down in a way that it never had before. So she recommended a cooling vest. She said that may or may not help. But she said, well, it can help a little bit, and it may or may not be worth the purchase. I guess 10% of my daily diet should be protein, and that's definitely not the case. And I have mentioned this for a very long time, and I talk about this with the Dr. Wall's book, talking about eating meat again, and how I used to not eat meat at all, and I probably just ripped all of the protein from my diet in a very important time in my life because the human body doesn't stop growing until you're 25, and I cut it out when I was like 21, 22. And that probably, I don't know. I mean, I kind of am like, it's because of that I've been diagnosed with MS and, whatever. Maybe that had nothing to do with it. I don't know. But soy lectin, 5 grams daily, and that's a lot of soy lectin, but I have that. She said Ayurvedic, which is Indian medicine, is good. And I went to an Ayurvedic doctor, and Ayurvedic is spelled Ayurvedic. But he was a jerk, and even though I went to him and I gave him lots of money, I haven't followed his suggestions because, I don't know, he was a friggin' jerk. He was a total jerk, and I don't trust him. But I don't know, maybe he does know what he's talking about, and maybe I will give it a try since I have the stuff right in the kitchen. But anyway, she said Ayurvedic doctor, that's good, and I should eliminate fats from my diet other than extra virgin olive oil. And okay, that's cool. I would probably go as far as to say, taking it back to the swank diet, maybe that's referencing saturated fats as opposed to just any fat in general, because you have to get protein, and from meat and stuff, that's going to have fat in it. But there's that. And she said for my bladder health, the health for my bladder, I can take D-mannose, which I do take, but I take cranberry with D-Manos. And D-Manos is D-Menos or saw palmetto. And that's SAW space PALMETTO. She said that's good. And she also mentioned as far as when women get pregnant with the multiple sclerosis diagnosis, they notice that in some cases there is a drop in their MS relapses, and they found that estrol and estrogen might play a role in that. Estrogen E2, estrol E3 might play a role in that, because when you're pregnant, you have an increase in those things. And that's why they say perhaps that's part of the reason that people have less relapses when they're pregnant. But I will also say, especially if you're on the medicine, you should really talk with your doctor about that, because some of these MS medicines, they're so lovely toxic that you cannot get pregnant on the medicine. And not that it will prevent you from being pregnant, but that it will cause problems if you get pregnant while taking the medicine. But they've found that some people have wonderful reactions and no relapses while they're pregnant. But it is what it is. So whatever, check testosterone levels. She said they have detox liquids, and she said no water after 6:30 p.m., which is difficult for me considering that I work until 8 p.m. But it is what it is. But I think that's about what I wanted to share. So I am going to go to the neurologist tomorrow and look for a prescription to Aubagio, Aubagio. I've seen lots of good reviews on it, and I've taken so many tests with him. I hope I don't have to take any more, and I can just take the Aubagio. Also, I was wondering if any of y'all have been on a cruise who've been diagnosed with MS. What's been your experience with that? Now, I know the MS diagnosis varies greatly from person to person, but I was just wondering, what's your personal experience been? Anyway, so yep, I'll see him Tuesday. And this Friday, I'll be back to my primary care physician to give her a sort of wrap up on everything. And yeah, I hope y'all are doing well. I'm okay. Just keeping busy. Moving soon. I'll be moving soon. Yep. And I'll talk to you later, YouTube. Peace. Be blessed.